make him even in a tougher spot, or does he just take the advantage, Shirley? Just go for it. It might be a little early back to the starting line, given their position in the starting box.
Fall in the mats, boys. Just looking for a good acceleration here, guys.
Oh. Ineos is so vulnerable here. For Luna Rossa, it's all about time and distance.
They're falling off right now as well. They're falling, so this is really a big lull in the starting area right now. Big advantage to these guys, though. The Italians, they look like they're closest to getting the boat going.
Less than 20 seconds to start. Ineos, Luna Rossa, Prada Cup back up on the foils. Ineos to the right of your screen, off the foils.
Just right on time, you've got to be careful.
Copy. Okay, bit of main.
And we're away. Prada Cup Finals 2021. And the battle for the right to challenge Emirates Team New Zealand for the old mug starts now. And it's Luna Rossa in command from the go.
They showed the British boat over the line early. That's obviously off to the side. They're just going to loop around this mark and go between the starting marks and try to get their boat going. Surely, this isn't exactly the start that the sailing world anticipated, unfortunately.
We were expecting a street fight, Kenny. We didn't quite get that. I mean, this was always going to be the risk in this amount of wind pressure. Also, Prada always seems to be a little bit slippier. If it does touch down, it seems to be able to kiss and go. Whereas we look at Ineos, quite often they're velcroed to the ocean.
Slow turn up here.
No problem.
You can almost sense, just listening to Jimmy Spittle and Francesco Brini, they're tiptoeing their way up the course at the moment, just not wanting to push it too hard.
They're just getting going here on Ineos. They're getting closer and closer by the second. They had to get up through that starting box, first of all, and now they're doing everything. They're like pumping, rocking, and ooching the boat to try to get the thing to pop out of the water. Really close. 18 knots, surely that's close. Yeah, here we go.
You need to get 20 knots of boat speed to be able to just lift her up.
And there's the encouraging sign for fans of Ineos Team UK, up and falling. So for them, now it is race on.
Your pitch, Lee.
Yep.
Let's go back to the start, shall we? They picked up a penalty for crossing the line early.
Yeah, they're just over the imaginary line. If you extend that green line all the way up to the top of your screen, that's the starting line. So technically they were over the line early, but it's really no harm, no foul. They really had nothing to do with what they're influencing them in the starting line maneuver. They just needed to get on the foils at all costs. And hey, there's a good sign. There's a good sign. They actually got a tack in, stayed on the foils, and off they go.
Just picked up a boundary penalty. It was Ineos Team UK, but as we see it right now with Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli high up to the top, left top of your screen, it's not going to matter too much.
Take your mind back to the other lightweight races that we have watched. You know, one boat has often been quite far ahead, fallen off the foils, and it's been a massive restart. This race is only just beginning.
Should we just keep a little fast again?
Yes.
Nathan, as we look up to the top of the race course, the left side of our screen, is it still lighter towards the top, or is it starting to even out a bit?
Yeah, Kenny, it looks like from here the breeze is starting to come in from the top of the course, particularly on the left-hand side. You see Luna Rossa didn't really want to go at all over to that right-hand of the course. They're protecting the left-hand side of the course. They've made some really nice tacks, and I think this breeze is slowly coming in. By no means is it going to be windy enough to assume that they're going to foil the whole way around, but it is starting to build slowly.
If you are joining us right now for the opening race of the Prada Cup Finals 2021, this is a 6-leg race. That we could call that 3 laps. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Let's go on to the water with Chase Boat 1 Anderson Ratio. Can you believe what you saw at the start, Anderson?
Well, it was a bit different than the dogfight we were all expecting, but watching Luna Rossa come off and sort of glide while Ineos got stuck in the water there really shows the advantage of that hull shape. And they just have been putting on a masterclass out there with these lead air tacks, lifting the boat really high, giving themselves lots of margin, and keeping her flying.
You actually see a little bit of pressure out on the water right now, Anderson. Maybe a few even tiny little white caps that we haven't seen before. Do you agree with Nathan? A little more breeze starting to pump in from the top of the course?
Yeah, definitely a little bit more breeze pumping in from the left-hand side. Looks a little bit like a righty comparatively to what Ineos just tacked in over here.
Two boats coming up. 55 then, 25s.
You listen on board, it's still calm, cool, and collected. You know, there's no panic, and exactly what you said, Shirley. This is a one and done, one moment of the Italians coming off their foils, and this race becomes brand new. So this is these are definitely nervous moments for both boats at this stage, and especially their fans.